Okay, this review is for Disney Infinity. I happen to get it with the PS3 base, but it's basically the same game across all of the platforms, so it's really a review for Disney Infinity, but if you want to be picky about it, it's for Disney Infinity running on the PS3. So let's set it up. Okay, so inside the starter pack, you're going to get a level pack object, because the starter pack comes with a figurine from each of the series. It's a triple level pack. They call it a playset. That just means the story, the adventure mode, whatever you want to call it for each character. There's 3 of them on that one, and that's how it works. You get the starter base. It comes with the 3 figurines, and 1 for each series. It comes with the software to run the game, the base itself, obviously, and then there are some, if I can get this open, there are some power-ups. That was awesome. There are some power-ups, which can be used, and then there is the, this is a card that's used for the online component of the game. So let's go ahead and set this up. We'll hook it up with the PS3 and we'll check it out. Okay, so once you get all out of the plastic, and a note to parents, getting stuff out of this thing is actually, it requires a fair amount of force. So if you've got little ones trying to get their stuff out to play with it, they're going to get frustrated pretty quickly. I strongly recommend that you do that for them. To set it up, you take the base and you plug it into the USB port on your game device, in this case the PS3, and then you're ready to play. So the software is booting up now for the game, and we're going to take a look at the software as well, so let's do that. Alright, so this is the start screen, and we're going to go ahead and go into it. Alright, it is loading up. It wants you to link a Disney account, but you don't have to do that. You can just cancel out of it. I think if you link the account, then you can have your progress across multiple devices with an online thing. I don't know what it does, but you can just hit cancel to go out of that. Okay, so it won't let you do anything until you put stuff into the base. So it's lighting up lights on the base, and it's saying, okay, where's my stuff? So what you have to do is you have to take the playset and put it into the base. Okay, and then you'll see it recognized the playset, and so it's saying you can play Incredibles, Monsters University, Pirates, or Go into the Toy Box. It will not let you play, though, until you put a figurine on the stand. So if I try to go into Incredibles, and I say New Game. Okay, so the opening for the level finally stopped. It is completely unskippable, so you just have to sit there and wait for it to finish. Which is something that I cannot believe that video game companies are still doing, especially with children with their attention span and patience as it is these days. You cannot skip the opening cutscene, so that's fun. I do not have any figurines in the stand yet, and so it's flashing a red light on the stand. I don't know how well you can see that. See the red light? Which is basically telling me you can't play until there's a figure in the base. It says, please place a Disney Infinity figure on the Disney Infinity base. So, if I try to put Captain Jack Sparrow on there, it's going to say, your Disney Infinity figure must be from the playset that you are currently in. Please place an appropriate Disney Infinity figure on the base or choose where you would like to go. So it gives you the option to load the appropriate level for the character. So that right there, because I happen to know, because I have family members who play Skylanders, that right there is a major bummer, because if you've got kids and they want to play this together, guess what? You have to buy at least one additional figure from each of the sets that come with the starter pack, because it will not allow you to mix and match them, unlike in Skylanders, which it will let you do that. So I'm going to go ahead and take Jack off of there, and we're going to put Mr. Incredible on there. Okay, so now it's happy, and it's loading him into the game. There he is. And then you can run him around. So, I mean, once you get into the game, it is a kind of a standard, platformer type of game. The Incredibles is a platformer type of game. One of the nice things about, because I've poked around with this before making this review. I've played through all the sets and whatnot. The different games have different play types sometimes. So the Cars one is more of a racing kind of a thing. So let's go ahead and let's switch to Pirates. So it dropped, I put the pirate figurine on there, it dropped Mr. Incredible out, and it's saying we can return to the toy box, go to the main menu, or go to Pirates. So we're going to go ahead and load up Pirates. And do you want to go to the playset? Yes. Okay, so now we're loading. The load times on this game are pretty bad. I'm not at all impressed with the load times for this game. Pretty much most of the load screens and whatnot are advertisements for things that you can get. They're advertising power discs in this particular screen. The power discs are these things. You get one with the starter set. Okay, so the Pirates level has loaded. And there we go. Jack Sparrow's loaded in. And if I try to put Captain Incredible on there, Mr. Incredible, it says an incorrect Disney Infinity figure is on player 2, and it will not load them in there. So you cannot use other figures for the game. If you want to use a power disc, you just simply put it on the base under the character. So now it's saying that Fix-It Felix's repair power has been loaded, so it's under the character. And that's basically it. I mean, the game, it's more or less a standard kids, action adventure platformer kind of a game. The right stick controls the camera, the left stick controls the movement. You jump, and you can fight, all that stuff. I've played through the levels, and they're actually not bad. Especially since they've obviously made this thing so that it will be compatible with all of the different video game consoles that it's been released for. So the graphics are not going to be fantastic, although as you can see, the Pirates of the Caribbean level is much more realistic than the more plasticky level for Mr. Incredible, which makes sense because Mr. Incredible was more of a plasticky type of a show. So that's Disney Infinity. Just like Skylanders, it is clearly trying to sell you as much stuff as they can sell you. You have to have at least 2 figures from the same playset if you want to have 2 people playing. So you can't mix and match the characters like you can with Skylanders. The load times are pretty bad. The constant advertising is not that great. I'm not a fan of all of the loading screens and whatnot telling you about all the other things that you can buy. Plus, if you encounter things in the level for a character that you may not have, it will actually launch into a little mini video telling you about that character and what you can do with them and stuff like that. So there's a lot of buy our stuff built into this series for sure, which, I mean, I don't really blame Disney for that. That's, this is obviously the business model for this. Overall, I think it's fun, and it's certainly going to be fun, especially for children, to play with their favorite figures from the movies that they love. I think that's the major advantage that Disney has over Skylanders, is they've got the recognizable movie franchises to pull the characters from, whereas Skylanders is making stuff up. But I've seen Skylanders being played, and I would say that the animation for Skylanders is much smoother and much better and more detailed. And I would say that the storyline for Skylanders is a little bit more polished and has a little bit more effort being put into it. It seems like Disney is phoning this in a bit, and that's kind of a disappointment. So overall, as long as you understand what you're getting into and you are okay with the piecemeal nature of this game, because it's definitely a system which is designed to sell you stuff, then you're going to enjoy this. I would say, for myself, I would rate this anywhere between 3.5 and 4 stars. I'm not wild about the fact that you can't mix and match the characters except in the toy box mode, obviously. I'm not wild about the advertising and the nagging and whatnot, but I mean, you have to understand going in that that's what this is. So I'm going to go ahead and rate this 4 stars. 4 stars.